this farm? Can Charlie run it, and can Chung help him do it? I want to.
Madam Chair. Thank you for that. We do have a quorum at this time with 3 members present. We'll now go ahead and proceed to invocation. Delegate Mitchell, can you assist us with invocation this morning?
Yes, I'll go ahead and do a short one on the native language. But I was doing minus كده هي جينا إني كانت لكم إن فيها من يجني تلنسوني هذا كون هي أشهناني كده law and order committee كده هي هذا مو يجي الموضوع بس كان كده شافيت مثل هم مسؤولين كان هذا كون هي جنو هي أشهناني كده هذا كون هي ما تاني كون هي من واشنطن ده بس سواء تنجح كان أزمة من له ما تاني شون له أدون بدن ما أعرف شون له كمان أعرف شون بيجي في النادي في سبب لو كان هذا كون دائما جمع كلمة أصلا كان بيجي هذا كون كش مش يجب ما يخاف يخاف thank you for everything that you blessed us with through life
Thank you, Delegate Mitchell. You should have prayed that this whole issue goes away so we can start getting paid. That we can have a good Thanksgiving next time. All right, so we are now.
Buying lottery tickets.
You're buying. And when you win the lottery, you're gonna take care of all of us, right?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Delegate Arbusa, you came in right on time. Delegate Mitchell said when he wins the lottery, we're all home free. Gonna take care of all of us.
No, great.
Good morning, Delegate Arbusa. For the record, Delegate Arbusa is here. We are now on item number 2, recognizing guests and visiting officials. We do only have Law and Order Committee members as well, and staff who are present. We don't have anybody else here, so we're going to go ahead. If there's no objections, I'll go ahead and move to item number 3, review and adopt the agenda. Lorraine, can you go ahead and read the agenda into the record for us?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair and members of the Law and Order Committee and staff that are here and those that are on the call. Agenda of the Law and Order Committee of the 25th Nomination Council, regular meeting, November 17, 2025, 10 a.m. Presiding Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton, Chairperson, Honorable Nathan Notak, Vice Chairperson. Location, Law and Order Conference Room, Window Rock, Arizona. 1. Call meeting to order, roll call and invitation. Number 2, recognize guests and visiting officials. Number 3, review and adopt agenda. Number 4, review and adopt the journals. There's 2 journals. October 30th, 2025 and November 10th, 2025. 5, receive reports. A, report from the Judicial Conduct Commission as new members of JCC, introduction, etc. As follows, Jennifer Benali, Chairperson, Dr. Manny Begay, Vice Chairperson, Harold Jackson, Rhonda Tooney, and William Battle are members. 6, old businessmen, 7, new business, legislation number 0087-25. Sponsor is Honorable Vince R. James. B, legislation number 0254-25. Sponsor Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton. 8, close the meeting, announcement and adjournment, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Lorraine. So with that, committee members, the agenda has been read into the record. Can I get a motion and a second at this time? Motion made by Delegate Stephen Arvizo, second by Delegate Arbin Mitchell. Committee members, are there any questions, any comments, or any amendments that need to be made to the agenda at this time? Not seeing any hands going up, not hearing them. Oh, Delegate Mitchell, the
Madam
clerk.
Chair, a question first before.
Mhm.
Maybe, for reports, since they'll be next, are they here? Are they?
Do we have Judicial Conduct Commission on the call? Do we have any members of the Judicial Conduct Commission on the call at this time? Second call, do we have any members of the Judicial Conduct Commission on the call at this time?
Madam Chair.
Yes,
2 members were supposed to be here, but they haven't arrived yet.
okay, I guess 2 people might be coming.
Interesting. With that, since they're still underway, I'd like to move the legislation before, make a motion to move the legislation before receiving the report.
Okay. Motion, amendment number 1 is a motion made by Delegate Arbin Mitchell to move the legislations before reports. Can I get a, second?
Second.
Second made by Delegate Stephen Arvizo. Okay, with that, committee members, are there any questions, any comments, or any modifications to the amendment? Okay, not hearing anything, not seeing any hands go up, we will go ahead and vote on amendment number 1.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is roll call vote for amendment number 1. Honorable Stephen Arvizo, how do you vote?
I am in favor.
Honorable Stephen Arvizo votes in favor. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
In favor.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes in favor. Honorable Arbin Mitchell.
I will agree.
Honorable Arbin Mitchell votes green. Madam Chair, with 3 members in favor, 0 opposed, but chair not voting. Madam Chair.
Thank you for that. 3 members in favor for amendment number 1, 3-0, chair not voting. Okay, with that, committee members, we do have 1 amendment. We're back on the main motion. Main motion was made by Delegate Stephen Arvizo, seconded by Delegate Arbin Mitchell to hear the, so committee members, we have 1 amendment. Are there any questions, any comments, or any other amendments to be made at this time? Not hearing anything, not seeing any hands go up. Lori, can you assist us with roll call vote, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is roll call vote for the main motion. Honorable Stephen Arvizo.
I am in favor.
Honorable Stephen Arvizo votes in favor. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
I vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Arbin Mitchell.
I vote green.
Honorable Arbin Mitchell votes green. Madam Chair, with 3 members in favor, 0 opposed, with chair not voting. Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you for that. 3 members in favor, 0 opposed, chair not voting. We do have an amendment before us. Okay, with that, committee members, we now move down to item number 4, review and adopt the journals. We have 2 journals, one dated October 30th, 2025, and the other one dated November 10th, 2025. Thank you for the note here, Lori. The October 30th, 2025 journal was sent on Monday, November 10th at 3:25 p.m. The journal dated November 10th, 2025 was sent Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 4:16 p.m. Committee members, we can handle this one of 2 ways. We can do one motion to accept both journals with 1 second, 1 vote, or we could do one motion for October 30th, a second and a vote, and one motion for November 10th, a second and a vote. How would the committee like to proceed? You okay, Delegate? I think so. Delegate Arvin Mitchell,
I'd like to make a motion to combine the 2 journals, October 10th, then November the 10th, 2025, into one motion.
okay, one motion to accept both journals, one dated October 30th, 2025, and the other dated November 10th, 2025. Motion made by Delegate Arvin Mitchell. Can I get a second? Second made by Delegate Herman Daniels. Committee members, are there any questions, any comments, or any amendments that need to be made to the journals at this time? Okay, not hearing anything, not seeing any hands go up. Lori, if you can assist us with roll call vote, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is roll call vote to accept both journals, October 30th and November 10th, 2025. Honorable Stephen Arvizo. Honorable.
Go ahead and
Herman-
excuse him from this vote.
Okay. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
I will agree.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Arvin Mitchell.
I will agree.
Honorable Arvin Mitchell votes green. Madam Chair, we have 2 members in favor, 0 opposed, with chair not voting. Madam Chair.
Thank you for that. The vote is 2 in favor, 0 opposed. Delegate Arvizo is excused. And then Delegate Nathan Nocha still has not. Oh, you okay?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
what the,
Did you want to vote before I
sure,
move
I'm
on?
in favor.
Okay. Lori?
Honorable Stephen Arvizo votes in favor. Madam Chair. We now have 3 members in favor, 4 opposed, with chair not voting. Madam Chair.
Thank you for that. 3-0 chair not voting. We hereby accept the journals that have been sent to us. We are now on item number 5. Item number 5, which is new business. We have legislation number 0087-25. I did, for the record, I did text Delegate Vince James. Can you guys, can somebody please get me a copy of this legislation so I can sign on as a co-sponsor for Delegate James?
There you
The original one I got. Good job, though, Delegate James. So, what I'll do is I won't read this legislation yet. We'll move to the next legislation and then I'll come back to the 0087. So, we'll go ahead and proceed with legislation number 0254-25. The sponsor is here. Lorraine, can you, read the legislation into the record, please?
Madam Chair. So, her nomination rule, council nomination code, council of order rule 9 legislation has been read into the record by electronic voice recording. But I'll just go ahead and read the heading. An action, like tracking number 0254-25, an action relating to the Law and Order Committee approving the judicial/public safety facilities fund priority list for fiscal years 2023 and 2024 as agreed to by the judicial branch and the Division of Public Safety. The legislation will stay with Law and Order as the final authority, and it has gone through the 5-day comment. There is attachment, which is exhibit 1, amended agreement. And this has been, in process 35 days. And there are no comments received, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Lorraine. So with that, committee members, legislation number 0254-25 has been read into the record. I'm gonna go ahead and my vice chair is not here at this time. Who would like to assist with being chair for this legislation? All right, Mr. Arvizo it is. Delegate Arvizo, you have the chair, or you have the gavel.
Thank you, Madam Chair, other members of Law and Order and staff. So we're at legislation 0254-25. Madam Chair, you have the floor to present your legislation at this time. Motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get a motion on this legislation? Motion by Delegate Mitchell,
Second.
second by Delegate Daniels.
Thank you, committee members. This legislation, this is gonna be the third attempt to get this legislation, through at Law and Order Committee. Law and Order Committee does hold the final approval of this legislation. It does not proceed forward, to any other committee. The Law and Order Committee has been tasked, every 2 years to update the facility, priority listing. So right now, per the legislation, we have 2 replacement facilities that are listed on the BIA replacement facility listing, and that is Shiprock, and then also Fort Defiance. These 2 facilities, BIA is responsible for replacing. Both facilities are eligible for the 105L in the event that we do proceed forward with building these facilities. The new facilities that have been listed in alphabetical order is Delcon Public Safety Facility, Dithagene facility, and then also Kayenta Training Academy. DPS substations, we do have the DPS substations that have been listed at this point. There are 16, starting again in alphabetical order: Alamo, Aneth, Delcon, Jones Ranch. I don't know what number 6 is. Chris, you might have to find out what number 6 is. Haibato, Nahat Adziv, Navajo Mountain, Pueblo Pintado, Rama, Rock Point, Shanto is misspelled. It should be Shanto, not Shanta. Kwajalein, Tohatchi, Orion. As far as judicial facilities, those are specifically judicial facilities. Window is placed Rama, Aneth, and those 3 are not in alphabetical order. I believe that at the time, Joanne Jane was the one who put this listing together. Committee members, be mindful that we did have a meeting on this where we looked at the entire map, and we were able to pinpoint these locations. So at this time, I do present this legislation to you. Again, they're not based on priority, they're based on alphabetical listing. So 0254-25, I do stand for questions.
Madam Chair, thank you. At this time, is there any questions on this legislation? Delegate Mitchell.
Thank you. This legislation. I do agree that we had a discussion on this topic here. Though I'm in agreement, but the only thing, I don't know how we're gonna handle it. Let's see, I think is misspelled too. Number 8, number 13, probably misspelled. Shanto, and then also number 6. There's no designation, site for number 6. So I don't know how we're gonna handle it. You wanna do an amendment on the misspell or the administrative? That'll be my question to
Legal counsel.
legal counsel.
Amendment.
Okay.
What was number 6
Remember, there's no site?
for number 6?
Yeah, there's no,
There's no,
No, no, no,
There's no
no.
name.
Do we know, like, Lorraine, do you have a list of all of, when we had our work session? Do you have a list of all of the locations that we pointed out?
Let's just say police on the list that was sent.
Who sent that list to you?
Just says police on the.
But who sent that list to you?
Looking for the.
Okay,
I can make the amendment on the misspell, number 8 and number 13. So we wait.
Well, let's wait and get we usually get a printout, right? For the amendment. Are we gonna be able to do that here? That. Once he's done with the amendment. He should have put the link on him. We'll just take a look at make sure that the amendment's right, like there's misspelling. It's gonna take like, how long is that gonna take? Minute, 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Okay. Let's, lay down that.
we need
Recess.
5 minutes.
Let's
Yeah.
recess for 5 minutes, while, legal counsel gets the amendment together.
And just for the record, we do have a Delegate Nathan Nota who has joined us. So we do have a full LOC today.
Yeah.
Delegate Nota, we are on, we moved the legislation first, so we're on legislation number 0254-25, which is the approving of the facility replacement listing.
Okay.
And, couple of typos that we did find, so, it's not, the listing is not based on priority.
Right.
So we have on page 3, we have number 6, it just says police investigation, EMS fire substation, DEM substation. Number 8, Nahat Adzil is misspelled, and then number 13, Shanto is misspelled as well.
So he's working on the amendment. Once we get that, to move forward from.
I need help on the number section and, the one that was sent out, it does just show, it's a police station, that's it. On the PDF,
Lorraine, look in your notes, see if you can find all of the locations that we selected the time that we had our work session.
Thank you. Oh, I hope you, Delegate Daniels. Tomorrow, the RDC's meeting at Pinedale chapter, if you're able, come on by.
They're gonna feed us,
Okay.
they're gonna feed us real good, huh? Delegate
I
Arvizo,
donated a sheet to, student chapter here, former speaker Morgan was there. Say, here you go, here goes, not me, not me. I don't know. I don't know, no.
Is this yours? Sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So there's a real young kid, I was impressed, right?
Mhm.
I guess he butchers. So, and he says, my daughter's boyfriend, he's gonna butcher. And I guess he's a butcher, right?
Mhm.
So he backs up, he picks these tools up and then right there on the receiver. He gets where you hang the sheep and everything, and he has these big old dish. Then he has these, kind of like fold out tables. He's a little, I mean, he was set.
I haven't seen it with the
He was like, I'm ready, whatever, and then if we need fire, you know, we can get like burners. So.
All set, huh?
No space. No space. Hey, he's a young, many kids, maybe.
Number 6.
Who is that?
That's what they gave.
Do you know his name? Speaker Morgan?
Oh.
She'll find you. Speaker Morgan is the man. I want to say he's chair and he's such a. We'll find out. They're getting certified tomorrow.
That's all we're having.
9. Okay. I have 9. Let me see, starts at
Nine.
now.
This is 9.
9 of these. Try to finish it by noon, huh? 8. Yes. 8.
And.
Even that, I know. It's a problem, but you know, there I started. Well, how about them Broncos? But speaking of games, 9-2.
Wow.
Wow, it was a big game.
So we know wherever 6 is, it's gotta be between J and K.
Right. I was trying to look at the list.
Yeah, I'm looking at the old list too, but the old list doesn't list it. Nothing in J and K. We might just have to remove that one.
Just cross it out and everything.
Yeah, cause I don't see, the only one that I see that's different from the previous list is they had loop on here, but we don't have loop on this one. And that's why I asked Lorraine to go back and look at her notes. And then the other one is Kaibato. We do have Kaibato on this one. That's the only one is loop. But loop would be after Kaibato, so that would be number 8.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
do we have to pass this to
Will it be the
Or
Jean?
can we table it until we get
The Jean?
number 6?
I think that might be a typo, is what he was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, because we already had our, were you here at that time when we had our work session?
Yeah, the machine.
Gosh, it's been several months. We went and we looked at the whole map. And we talked about all of the locations. And, oh, you weren't here. You weren't here at that time. But yeah, we sat in here with the judicial and we sat in here with DPS, because they're the ones who put this list together. And then that's what we went through it. We went through the whole thing. And then, there was a couple locations that we removed, like for instance, the one for. Where are they building the new hotel on that side? Shanto, yeah. So, Shanto got the substation over. What was it, Shanto? Oh, Inscription House. Because EMS, I think it was EMS, our fire department. They were saying that because the new hotel is being built right there, that it would be better to have it nearby so that the insurance is lower for the hotel. Yeah. Are we good to go?
I have,
I just crossed it out.
I have this one, but
This is the one that you sent him?
yeah, that's the one that.
J, so it's after Jones Ranch. Oh, there's nothing, so it
Yeah.
just goes Jones
Yeah.
Ranch to Kaibato. Okay, so number 6 should be crossed out then. This is the list that Lorraine put together after our work session. So there should be 15 substations.
So Madam Chair, when I send it, I put as, I deleted with Emron and Loop. And then I included Rock Point and Jones Ranch.
Rock Point and Jones Ranch, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we should have 15 substations.
Are we ready?
Percentage, but low.
Okay.
Sounds like we're ready.
Just about?
So you're gonna come back into recess and then just have Lori for the record do another roll call. And then we can go from that.
All right, at this time, we're gonna come out of recess. Lori, for the record, could you do another roll call?
Yes, thank you, Pro Tem. This is roll call vote. This is roll call to exit recess at 10:29 AM.
No, it's not to exit. It's just roll call.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is,
when we come out of recess, we just have to do roll call.
okay, this is roll call. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
Bring here.
Just say, yo.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels is present. Honorable Stephen Arvisa.
I'm present.
Honorable Stephen Arvisa is present. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
I am present.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton is present. Honorable Nathan Nota.
Here.
Honorable Nathan Nota is present. Honorable Arvin Mitchell.
I'm here.
Honorable Arvin Mitchell is present. Vice Chair Pro Tem, we have 5 members present, including Pro Tem Chair.
Staff, thank you for that. So we come out of recess, we were on, legislation number 0254-25. And there was a request for an amendment. And legal counsel has forwarded to Lorraine.
Okay, thank you, Pro Tem Chair. So amendment reads as follows. Page 3, line 7, amend as follows. Number 6, police investigation EMS fire substation. DEM substation is deleted.
That's actually, I'm sorry, that's line 6, Chris, not line 7.
Okay, that will be line 6. And I'm going to the next one, page 3, not line 9. Amend as follows. The correct wording will be Nahatatsil, and that will be NAHATA capital DZIL, Navajo Nation, Arizona. And then going to the next one, page 3, line 16, amend as follows. Number 13, that will be a new word there will be Shanto with SHONTO. That's the only one that will be changed, and then following that will be renumber or read letters, succeeding paragraphs, sections, and exhibits as necessary and appropriate. The Office of Legislative Services and the Office of Legislative Counsel are authorized to make technical edits to this legislation and its exhibits. Therefore,
Staff, thank you for that. And do I have, motion to make that amendment? Motion by Delegate Mitchell. Do I have a second? I have a second by Delegate Daniels. Thank you, gentlemen.
And then, Chris, just FYI, it's page 3, line 17 for Shanto. You have line 16. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All good?
Mhm. Who made the motion for the amendment?
Delegate Mitchell, second by Delegate Daniels. Are there any questions on the amendment? At this time, if there's no question, we'll proceed to vote. Staff, if you could assist us with roll call vote.
Yes, thank you, Vice Chair Pro Tem. This is roll call vote for amendment number 2. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr., how do you vote?
I vote green.
It's amendment number 1.
Amendment number.
Yeah,
Okay. Thought we did
that was for the agenda.
Okay,
This one is for legislation.
okay, correction. This is for amendment number 1. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.,
I vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton,
I vote green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Nathan Nota,
Green.
Honorable Nathan Nota votes green. Honorable Arvin Mitchell,
I vote green.
Honorable Arvin Mitchell votes green. Vice Chair Pro Tem, we have 4 members in favor, 0 opposed, with Vice Chair Pro Tem not voting. Vice Chair Pro Tem.
Staff, thank you for that. And with that, we move on with,
Back to the main motion.
back to the main motion. Again, are there any questions on the main motion at this time? If not, we'll proceed to a vote. Staff, can you assist us
Yes.
on a roll call vote on legislation number 254-25, please?
Thank you, Vice Chair Pro Tem. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr., how do you vote?
I vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton,
I vote green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Nathan Nota,
Green.
Honorable Nathan Nota votes green. Honorable Arvin Mitchell,
I vote green.
Honorable Arvin Mitchell votes green. Vice Chair Pro Tem, we have 4 members in favor, 0 opposed, with Vice Chair Pro Tem not voting. Vice Chair Pro Tem.
I thank you for that, and congratulations on the legislation. And I will turn the gavel back over to Vice Chair. Wait,
Yay!
not Vice Chair. Chair. I mean, sorry about that.
Well, good job, everybody. We finally passed the listing, the facility listing, so we are good to go. This is the listing that we'll be sharing in our public safety booklet. We'll be updating that information and letting when we go on our advocacy trips, letting them know that our lists have been updated, and these are the lists that we're looking at. This list will also help assist for the New Mexico delegates,
Right.
where there's additional funding that we can actually tap into. So Delegate Nota, I think and Delegate Arvizo would probably need to sit down and talk about, those, I guess, the LOC priority listings for New Mexico. And then I'll just sit down all of it. Well, I guess maybe we should all do it. We'll need to do a work, especially if it talks about priorities for the state. So Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. As you know, we do drop legislation every year to update the priority. So we can definitely include some of these substations on the listing. Delegate Mitchell?
Speaking of state priorities, I saw an email this morning on New Mexico for New Mexico delegate that's putting the priorities together.
Yes. Every
This one.
every delegate, so Delegate Slater is the one for Arizona, so he'll probably be reaching out to you guys. And then I think who's the chair? Is it Shundeen? Chair Parrish? Who? For Utah? Utah. Okay, so Parrish will be reaching out to the Utah delegates and listing their priorities on there as well. Okay, so with that, committee members, we are now on item, the next item, legislation number 0087-25. I did, text Delegate Vince James, and he did not respond, but I did let him know that I signed on as a co-sponsor. Do we have a copy of that, legislation where it shows that I co-sponsored?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. It is sent to us by Jamie Vanderveer at 10:26 a.m. Showing that I am a co-sponsor to this legislation so that we can move it along. And I actually support this legislation, so it worked out perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the gavel over to Vice Chair at this time, since I am the co-sponsor of this legislation. Vice Chair?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Next on the agenda then, is legislation number 0087-25. Can we get that read into the record, please? Wait,
Thank you, Vice Chair. So the legislation has been read, but I can, per Rule 9, legislation has been read to the record by electronic voice recording. But I can just go ahead and read the heading. Tracking number 0087-25, an act relating to the Health, Education, and Human Services Committee, the Budget Finance Committee, the Law and Order Committee, and the Navajo Etiquette Committee, and the Navajo Nation Council, amending the Navajo Preference Employment Act at 15 NC Section 607 to establish a Navajo Nation government minimum wage. So it's gone to the Health, Education, and Human Services Committee, Budget and Finance Committee, and it's here now at LOC. We'll move forward to Navajo Etiquette and Navajo Nation Council, and attached are the committee reports from the Health, Education, and Human Services Committee, with a few pass with no amendments, and refers to legislation to the Budget Finance Committee on May 19th. And then following that, the Education, the Budget and Finance Committee did table this legislation, and it moved forward to the Law and Order, and now it's here at the Law and Order Committee. Vice Chair, thank you.
okay, thank you, Ms. Spencer. With that, being read into the record, can I get a motion for legislation 0087-25? Motion made by Delegate Mitchell, seconded by Delegate Arvizo to bring this to the floor. Is there any discussion on this legislation? Madam Chair, you have any comments?
No, aside from this is my first time seeing the legislation. I do support it. It does bring up our minimum wage. I was looking at the salary schedule last week, and it looks like we pay actually our employees, the lowest amount is $8.20 an hour. Can you imagine working $8.20 an hour? This minimum wage legislation brings that up to $14.70 per hour. You'll see that in the legislation, there are, there's, I guess, proof that we need to update, or we actually need to create a minimum wage. Navajo Nation does not even have a minimum wage law. So right now in New Mexico, or the federal government, minimum wage standards are at $7.25 per hour. But they also, in some cases, for some projects, get Davis-Bacon wages, which is like usually a lot more than $7.25 an hour. Arizona's at $14.35 an hour. Flagstaff is $17.85 per hour for non-tipped workers, and then $16.85, so $1 less for tipped workers. New Mexico is $12.65. So, and then state of Utah is $7.25 an hour. Colorado is $14.81 per hour. I think because our Navajo Nation spans across 3 states, Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah, I feel like the compromise is at $14.70 an hour. This would would become effective. It has October 1st, 2025. Unfortunately, I think that this legislation got stalled a little bit, which is why we may have to go back and look at that date, or once it is, once it's updated, then I think that date will go into effect. There's also annual COLAs. As you know, our Navajo employees have been talking about COLA. For those of you who don't know what COLA is, it is it's basically, yeah, cost of living. There you go, cost of living adjustment. So when the cost of living increases, which it has these past few years because of COVID, we all know that prices are going up. I remember at one time eggs were like $15. Yeah. So, and if you're working $8.20 an hour, that just doesn't cut it. And we also have to be mindful that most of the cities, they have public transportation. We don't have public transportation here. Well, we do. We have the Blue Transit, and And if you've never ridden the Blue Transit van, I recommend that you do. I know in Shiprock, I have to be up at least I have to be at Bashes by 5 in the morning in order to get here to Winderock, by 8 o'clock. So this, it does allow for an annual, COLA. The increased cost of living, shall be measured by the percentage increase of the immediately preceding year. So it does require that, DPM be up to date on, the COLA. And then, for those who do tipped employees, so like your restaurant waitresses and waiters, their wage would be $3 per hour, which is less than the minimum wage. But that's what we have so far. So with that, committee members, if there's any questions, I stand for questions.
Any questions from the rest of the committee? Being none, let's proceed to a vote for legislation 0087-25. Ms. Caldwell, would you take the roll call, vote, please?
Yes, thank you, Vice Chair. Honorable Stephen Arvizo, how do you vote?
I vote in favor.
Honorable Stephen Arvizo votes in favor. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
In favor.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes in favor. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
I vote green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Arvin Mitchell.
I vote green.
Honorable Arvin Mitchell votes green. Vice Chair we have 4 members in favor, 0 opposed, with Vice Chair not voting. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Caldwell. So with that, motion passed 0087-25. We'll move on to the Pit Committee. And with that, I'd like to turn the floor back over to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that, Vice Chair. Thank you, committee members. We do have 2 legislations that have passed this committee. We now proceed to item 6, old business. Oh, I'm sorry, no, item 6 is old business. There is none. Item 7, we are receiving reports. We have a report from Judicial Conduct Commission. Do we have any members of the Judicial Conduct Commission on the call at this time? *6 if you're muted. Second call, do we have Jennifer Benally or Dr. Manley Begay or Carol Jackson or Rhonda Tooney or William Battles on the call from the Judicial Conduct Commission? This is a last and final call for any member of the Judicial Conduct Commission to announce themselves online.
Hi,
Your report.
hi, good
Be-
morning.
Go
Hi,
ahead.
good morning. This is Rhonda Tooney. I'm on the call.
Good morning, Ms.
I
Tooney. Thank
believe,
you on the call.
sorry, good morning. I believe our chairperson was supposed to also be attending the meeting today, but I am definitely here and ready to give our report.
Okay, great. Thank you for being on the call. We appreciate that. Judicial Conduct Commission, we did call the Judicial Conduct Commission to come forward to give us an update on the report or to provide a report to this committee on the work that the Judicial Conduct Commission has been working on. We are also hoping that we can schedule at the end of this report a leadership meeting. Where there were some recommendations that were given to the committee by Mr. Raymond Austin. Raymond Austin, right? Yes. And so he made recommendations with the previous Judicial Conduct Commission. And he was on the Judicial Conduct Commission. So he'd like to actually spend time with all of us to go over the recommendations that he has regarding the laws and the policy for Judicial Conduct Commission to try to improve that. Just two things again, if we could just get a report on what you guys have been working on, what your goals are. Introductions would be great. And then the last thing is, so we meet to schedule a leadership meeting. Ms. Tooney, thank you for being on the call. We'll give you 20 minutes to present your information to this committee. If you're done prior to the 20 minutes, just let us know that you're done. If you need additional time, more than 20 minutes, let the committee know. If there's no objections, we'll go ahead and we'll grant you the time that you need to finish out your report. If you have anything that needs to be emailed, if you could send that to Lorraine Spencer, you can send that out to us. Do you have any questions regarding the procedure of the committee hearing today?
I have no questions right now.
Okay, great. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give you 20 minutes on the clock. The only phone that will be going off is Lorraine's phone, which is an alarm. The floor is yours, Ms. Tooney.
Okay. Yad e benish e Rhonda Tooney and Jia. Bit ani nishlo nasht ejitobaha e bashishchin. Kintachini e dashite Kenya ani dashanada. Nakait hodon e adon nasha what and denahotsogi e kewishte. Ado the Utah Navajo Health Systems a banashnish the chief legal officer nishla. Ado I've been serving on the Judicial Conduct Commission for a few years. I am one of the members of the Navajo Nation Bar Association that has been elected into the position. We currently have the chairperson as the former District Court Judge Jennifer Benally, and we also have our educator, Dr. Manley Begay, who serves as our vice chairperson, and we have a few other members. In accordance with our plan of operations, we currently have 6 different priorities that we try to focus on, and mainly to assist and enhance the judicial branch and their judges. We provide training once a year. We also go over and review the training requirements based on Title VII and what's required of our judges to maintain their essentially their continuing legal education. And so we also try to provide we recommend probationary appointments of judges, thanks to the Law and Order Committee for assisting us in that process. There were a few things that we did work on with our former member, Raymond Austin, who was a previous Associate Justice for the Navajo Nation, and we had made several changes and recommendations to Title VII that primarily deals with judges and justices. One of the requirements that's listed that always creates some questions is the Navajo language requirement. And when we do our interviews, we try to assess the abilities of our judges that speak or understand Navajo. And that is one of the requirements that we, with everybody essentially gaining a higher education and a higher aptitude, there's sometimes that issue with, having to relearn Navajo or but we also have some Latin speakers. And so we've been looking at how important that is for our judges to know and understand, and where we should go with either amending that requirement or having further discussions. And so I look forward to the upcoming leadership meeting so we can further delve into whether or not that's something we can address as well as figure out how we could put more, well-educated, well-rounded judges on our bench, but also bearing in mind our culture, our traditions, and especially our language. And so in addition to that, we also receive referrals for judges and justices as far as complaints. We do not take complaints directly from the public or from members of the Bar Association. That process goes through the Law and Order Committee or through the Associate Justice, and if she or he feels that we would need to intervene or address or review the issue that's being complained of, they would refer it to us, and then we would take a look at it. There are generally some instances where, it might just be more or less a personnel matter that might need to be addressed internally through the personnel manual, and then others that fall under the Judicial Code of Conduct. And so a lot of the employees that work within our district courts are also covered under the Judicial Code of Conduct. And so we if it is something that it directly relates to that, we will address it and meet and figure out a plan of action. Our former chairperson, Robert Yazzie, was very keen on ensuring that there was a dispute. If there is a dispute, that the individuals have the opportunity to talk out their issues and concerns with one another. And so some of the disputes that were referred to us, we would confer and then talk about whether or not it would better serve the individuals if they just had a conversation with the mediator. And so there are instances where we may take some approach that's outside the norm than just going straight forward to disciplinary action or a full-on investigation. So essentially looking at the person and the dispute, that is being complained of, and looking at it from a nub and nahas lago approach. And so taking all of that into consideration. So we do go through some of that. We, this past year, have not had any referrals as far as complaints that were sent to us. And the other is we do have one applicant for the Chief Justice position. We also have 2 applicants for the Associate Justice position. And then we have 1 applicant for the District Court Judge applicant. And so if we want to talk a little bit more about that, we can, or as far as the applicants, we can do that in executive session. However, as far as the 1 applicant for the Chief Justice, we're currently in discussions about whether or not we would need to wait for a pool of applicants before we schedule the individual for an interview. I'm not too sure if some of the members of the Law and Order Committee recall, but when the former Chief Justice Joanne Jane went through the interview and then the appointment and confirmation process, she had to wait 3 years before she was given an interview, because that's how long it took for another applicant to apply for that position. And so we do have 1 applicant right now, and we're currently deciding whether or not we should just move forward with interviews or if we should wait for another applicant or 2 to apply. And so we do have that vacancy, this 1 vacancy for the Chief Justice and 1 vacancy for the Associate Justice position, and we're hoping to be able to fill that within either this year or early next year, so that way we can have a well-rounded judiciary, and especially at the highest position within that branch, to be able to be filled. And so that is essentially the report that I have for the Law and Order Committee at this time. And if you guys have any questions, I would be happy to answer any questions that committee members may have. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Ms. Tooney. How much time is left?
9:55.
Just to be, you still have 10 minutes and 55 seconds. Do you waive the rest of your time?
I do waive the rest of my time.
Thank you for that, Ms. Tooney. We appreciate the report and the work that the Judicial Conduct Commission is doing. I know one of the issues that we have been running into is finding a time for us all to be here. I believe the last time that we were, we had Judicial Conduct Commission present was when Robert Yazzie was still the chairperson for the Judicial Conduct Commission. Since then, we have not met with the Judicial Conduct Commission, which is why we were inviting the commission today so that they could introduce themselves to us and that we could have those discussions about filling the Chief Justice's position, as well as the other judges who who I guess where there's vacant positions for these judge positions. So at this time, I just want to say thank you. Committee members, are there any questions for Ms. Tooney at this time?
Motion.
Not hearing any, oh, yes, I'm sorry. Can I get a motion and a second for the report?
Motion.
Motion made by Delegate Herman Daniels,
Second.
second made by Vice Chair Nathan Mehta. Committee members, are there any questions regarding the report? Yes, Delegate Mitchell, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Okay.
We
right.
got a
Thank you.
report a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
So this ties in with the report right now.
Yes.
right? Okay.
And that's why I said at the end, what I want to do is schedule a leadership
Yeah.
meeting. Yeah.
Okay. You got that, Shelby?
Okay, so with that, Ms. Tooney, we appreciate you being here on behalf of the Judicial Conduct Commission. We would like to schedule an in-person leadership meeting with the Judicial Conduct Commission and then also Emeritus Justice Austin. So we can talk about some of the recommendations that he's making, that he wants to present. Be mindful that these recommendations were prepared when he was still sitting on the Judicial Conduct Commission. It was during that time, during the 24th Navajo Nation Council, that Emeritus Justice Yazzie came before the 24th Navajo Nation, the 24th Law and Order Committee, and found some issues with some of the authorities and then the responsibilities that were put on the Judicial Conduct Commission. At that time, we recommended that they go back in and basically tell us where they're seeing the issues so that we could drop legislation. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, and thankfully, Emeritus Justice Austin came forward to say, hey, if you guys are still interested, here's some recommendations that we want to make. He also made it very clear that there's new members to the Judicial Conduct Commission, which is why we wanted to meet with you and the commission to talk about how we can, basically talk about what changes we can make. So I know you can't speak for your other commission members, but we were actually looking at sometime in December, or was it January? December or January, that's what we're looking at, possibly. And Emeritus Justice Austin did recommend, he's living in Tucson, and because of his disability, we didn't want to make it difficult for him to meet with us. And he did make it very clear that meeting through teleconference was difficult for him because closed captioning is not readily available on Zoom. So the options at this point are Tucson. He also recommended Flagstaff, And I think because it's kind of in the middle, maybe Phoenix might also be an option. So those are three locations that we're looking at. We just have to solidify a date. And I know you can't speak for the entire commission, but if you could take that message back to them so that we could schedule some time to sit down, and this would be a leadership meeting. So we can have that discussion about the laws pertaining to the Judicial Conduct Commission, your plan of operations, and then just really the responsibilities that you have been tasked with.
Hi there, Chair. Thank you for that. And can I go ahead and respond now?
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I do believe we do have a full working Judicial Conduct Commission, meaning like everybody has their own day-to-day jobs. And so we've traditionally stuck to a Saturday, Sunday meeting times. And that's been our schedule. But I believe as far as Judge Charlene Jackson, she is currently in the Valley area, so it would work for her and myself, and we'll just have to work on getting everybody else down there. But I think Phoenix would be a good location to have the meeting, and we're hoping that the Law and Order Committee would be open to a weekend option, so everybody can be in attendance.
We've had meetings, we do as delegates, we do work 7 days a week. So I think if we were to meet on a Saturday, that wouldn't be an option. We had over here nodding yes and yes. So, if you could just maybe throw out some dates to us, we know that Phoenix will probably be likely location. Possibly towards the end of December or maybe even into January would be a good time for us to sit down and have this leadership meeting in Phoenix. Ms. Cooney?
Okay, I can definitely take that back to our team, and then we'll send a list of dates to Laureen so we can get that scheduled. And that would be very helpful, especially given the applicants that we do have, so we know what direction to take and how to proceed as well. So I think having the meeting between the Judicial Conduct Commission members and the Law and Order Committee would be greatly beneficial for us to move forward. So, well, we'll definitely look forward to it.
Sounds great. Thank you, Ms. Tooney. Committee members, are there any other questions or comments at this time? Okay, thank you, Ms. Tooney. We appreciate it. We're gonna go take a vote, so if you could just stay on the line really quickly. Motion was made by Delegate Herman Daniels, seconded by Vice Chair Nathan Nota. Committee members, since there's no other questions or comments, we'll go ahead and proceed forward to a roll call vote.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable Stephen Arvizo, how do you vote?
I am in favor.
Honorable Stephen Arvizo votes in favor. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
I vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Nathan Nota.
Agree.
Honorable Nathan Nota votes green. Honorable Arvin Mitchell.
I vote green.
Honorable Arvin Mitchell votes green. Madam Chair, we have 4 members in favor, 0 opposed, with chair not voting. Madam Chair.
Thank you for that. 4 members in favor, 0 opposed, chair not voting. Thank you, Ms. Tooney. We appreciate the report. And we look forward to sitting down with you and members of the Judicial Conduct Commission on a Saturday in Phoenix. We just don't know what date. Thank you. Okay, so now, committee members, we're at the close of the meeting. Are there any announcements at this time? All right, Delegate Arvizo, floor is yours.
Yes, the Law and Order Committee and staff tomorrow, one of my chapters will have their land use plan certified at Pinedale chapter. And you're all invited to come on by.
What time?
I believe it starts at 9.
At 9 o'clock, find out, and that's where RDC will also be?
Oh, yes, that's where RDC will be meeting, and hopefully Eastern Land Commission will also make it there.
Fantastic. Okay, great. Are there any other announcements at this time, committee members? Okay, just a reminder, next week on Monday, we don't have a Law and Order Committee meeting. We could have one because we had last week's LOC meeting, which was turned into a leadership meeting because the agenda wasn't posted. But we can actually just save that meeting if you guys are fine with it. So next week on Monday, there will be no Law and Order Committee meeting. You guys put the, The 27th, of course, is Thanksgiving. The 28th, please take some time off and spend time with your family. That is Family Day. So make sure you put that on your calendar. We come back on December 1st is our special Law and Order Committee meeting. This is in lieu of the Monday, December 22nd meeting, because that's December 22nd is the Monday before Christmas. So I'm sure we're all gonna be super busy, right? With our empty wallets and our
Yes.
charged up credit cards. And then on the 8th, we do have Law and Order Committee meeting. That's gonna be in Rama. And then on the 15th, we'll be back here at 10 o'clock here in Window Rock. We also have the Navajo Technical University on the 12th. The NTU graduation is on the 12th. So mark your calendars for the 12th. And then, of course, we get into the holiday. Speaker did state that normally as delegates, we get turkey or we get ham. But this year, of course, we know everything that's going on. So no turkey, no ham. Sorry, guys. Those are the announcements. Oh, and I don't think we have any NAWBIC EATS scheduled this week. I haven't seen anything. I don't believe that there is any anything at this point. But I know that you guys all know that Boo went and vetoed the teleconference meetings. Yeah. So that might be something that we could take up at special council because we have enough for one more special council meeting. So I think speaker might be working on that. So with that, committee members, I don't have any other announcements.
Madam Chair, that
yes.
would be to override that.
And then I'll be in contact, Lorraine and I will be in contact with Ms. Tooney regarding the Saturday sit down leadership meeting in Phoenix. More than likely that'll probably be in January. Yeah, because we're getting close to the holidays, and I know that Delegate Arvizo is on his annual trip,
Pilgrimage.
his pilgrimage. Exactly. Delegate Mitchell?
If it's gonna be in January, if you sort of schedule it when there's Arizona Indigenous Day.
Good
I think
idea.
it's like the second week.
Well, so the winter session is the 4th week in January.
Usually it's the same week as Martin Luther King.
Yeah, so the week
That
before, that Thursday. Okay, we'll find out, Lorraine, find out when the Arizona Indian Day is. I'm sure they're already advertising it. But go ahead and get that, and then we'll try to schedule it then on the 24th. We'll send an email. Who has Ms. Tooney's email? Chris, can you get with Espino? Oh, is it on there?
I sent the list to you.
No, her email.
Yeah, it should be on there. On the list that I sent you.
Okay. Well, let me, before I leave for the end of today, I'll go ahead and email her and let her know that that's a date that we would be looking at. So pencil it in. Well, actually, let's find out for sure first when the Arizona Indian Day is. And then we'll schedule it for that Saturday. Okay. So with that, committee members, are there any other questions, comments? Okay, look, I'm open to hearing a motion and a second to adjourn. Motion made by Delegate Herman Daniels, second made by Delegate Stephen Arvizo. Lori, if you can assist us with roll call vote, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. This is roll call vote for adjournment. Honorable Stephen Arvizo.
I'm in favor.
Honorable Stephen Arvizo votes in favor. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
I will agree.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Nathan Nota.
Green.
Honorable Nathan Nota votes green. Honorable Arvin Mitchell.
I will agree.
Honorable Arvin Mitchell votes green. Madam Chair, 4 members in favor, 0 opposed, with chair not voting. Madam Chair.
Thank you. Adjournment at 11:13 a.m. We are adjourned. You guys be safe. I know it's gonna be a couple of weeks before we see each other. Hopefully you guys get a little bit of R&R ready to tackle